Well, it looks like we continue to have the flooding concerns. Also, some other weather concerns over the next couple of days. I'll start by taking a look at our watches, warnings, and advisories. As you can see, we still have those river flood warnings up, especially for the Wind River, also the Shoshone River, and across portions of Sublette and Lincoln counties, but all the flood watches have been dropped. And the flood rivers will probably remain high into next week over flood stage at times too, and there'll be some fluctuations in levels, but especially the rivers east of the divide, whatever crest you've seen, they're probably not going to go any higher than that over the next week, although we could see a secondary crest Monday or Tuesday. As far as impacts, again, US 26 is still closed as of Sunday morning, north of the Crowheart area between Wyoming 132, 133 because of water across the road. Check the Whiteout website to see if there's any chance of that reopening. One change we've had is near roads near LaBarge. Some of those have had a couple of feet of water on them. However, all the bridges remain intact and functional at this time. Most of the main roads are also water-free right now. A lot of the BLM roads and Forest Service roads have been washed out across Sublette and Lincoln counties. Also, widespread lowland flooding continues across Fremont County, mainly in the Big and Little Wind River basins. And also, even in Lander, the Brewfest they have every year, they have to be moved to a different city park, but you're not going to keep people away from beer, so it looks like it's still a success despite moving it to a different location. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is the potential for severe weather. Now, as far as today's concerned, much of you are under a marginal risk. That means mainly we could see some small hail as some of these thunderstorms, maybe some locally strong wind gusts, but it doesn't look like a huge threat for really strong thunderstorms today. Temperatures about what they were yesterday. However, I want to point this out. This is going to be for Monday. You see much of the area, again, same marginal risk. But look out toward the east, especially Casper up toward the Buffalo area and onto the east. That yellow area you see, that's a slight risk for severe weather. We get that a few times a year. Basically, an enhanced chance of severe thunderstorms, large hail, as well as damaging winds. But look at the color, that tan color, a little bit further to the east. Eastern Johnson County, very northeastern Natrona County, around Midwest, and especially going east out toward the Gillette area and further east into, it goes into South Dakota as well. That's what we call an enhanced risk. That means there's an even better chance for maybe strong thunderstorms. And I was looking at some of the stuff this morning. And areas, especially around the Gillette area, actually have what we call a significant risk for severe weather. The main threat out of this, I think, will be large hail. We could see some very cold tops up there, so maybe golf ball, maybe larger, and also damaging winds. We should have more details on specific threats, though, when I do this briefing tomorrow morning as far as specifics. And also, ahead of that cold front coming through the area, could be some very strong wind gusts, especially across, say, Sweetwater County. We may need some high wind watches and warnings down there. Even places, say, like the windier areas east of Riverton, say, around the Highland area, could see wind gusts there 40, 50, maybe 60 miles per hour Monday afternoon before they die off after the front moves through on Monday evening. And one more thing, you got some cold air behind us. We got to talk about snow possible across the western mountains late Monday night to Tuesday. Now, at this point, it doesn't look like a big deal on the roads. We're very close to the solstice. The sun's very strong. We've had a few warm days out there. Now, a lot of the snow now is expected to fall during the day on Tuesday. So a lot of times in this situation, the roads will be mainly wet, even though you get some accumulation on the grass. Especially in places like the Tetons, maybe portions of the Wind Rivers, Yellowstone could pick up 6, maybe a little bit more snow in some of the higher elevations. But again, with that strong sun angle, it may not all fall on the ground at one point. It may be officially measured 6 inches, maybe less on the ground, but especially a lot of tourists that are coming here from warmer places. We can get snow in the mountains here in June, so make sure you're prepared for that, especially as you head toward Tuesday. And again, some resources. You want weather forecast, weather.gov/RIW. For road conditions, ylroad.info. If you want road conditions on the phone, 511 if you're in state, 1-888-YL-ROAD out of state. You see the website down there for any kind of the river information. That's much more detailed than what I can give you in this video. And also another site you may want to check out for severe weather, spc.noaa.gov. That's the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. If you want more detailed information on possible severe weather today and especially into Monday. Be safe, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.